Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. The governor of Rivers State has raised concern about the neutrality of Inec under Mahmoud Yakubu, accusing the body of failing to uphold constitutional provision on political defection. He didn't do that all alone. Even the Are Kakanfo of Yoruba land also lambasted the Inec chairman and insisted that Nigeria needs credible electoral reform and the need for his immediate removal. He also opened up on a lot of things. I'm going to take you through this in a jiffy and allow you also to watch the videos. And according to the news, the Rivers State Governor Fubara has raised concern about the neutrality of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) under the leadership of Mahmoud Yakubu, accusing INEC of failing to uphold constitutional provision on political defections. Fubara, who spoke as a special guest at the 6th Annual Freedom Online Lecture, Team Nigeria's Socio-Political Challenges, whose fault the leader or the led, criticized INEC's selective enforcement of the law, particularly regarding lawmakers who defect from their parties under which they were elected. In his word, he says that the Independent National Electoral Commission has failed to uphold the law concerning political defection. According to the Constitution, lawmakers who defect or who defected from the party on whose platform they were elected should lose their seat. Fubara stated through his representative, former Rivers State Deputy Governor Tele Ikoro. However, INEC has been selective in enforcing this rule, raising questions about its neutrality. When institutions fail to do the needful, the rule of law is weakened and democracy suffers.
Governors in Nigeria today, Governor Simi Fubara. Let's give him a resounding round of applause. Thank you very much. Our attitude. How do we behave? These are questions we must ask. In our own little space, do you take responsibility? Are you accountable in your own little space? You don't have to be president before you become a leader. They were elected to lose their seat. However, INEC has been selective in enforcing this rule, raising questions about neutrality. When institutions fail to do the needful, the rule of law is weakened and democracy.
And if you want good election in this country, Nigeria have to call to remove the incumbent INEC chairman immediately. I don't believe that any good thing can come from that man again. It is not in our history to have an INEC chairman to run a presidential election for a good 3 times. It has never happened. I think there is more to it. Maybe the ruling party thought you can use this man, he should continue to be in that position. I didn't tell you there's no any sounded professor that can be in that position again. And if we investigate this man will be running nothing less than $1 trillion in his pocket. If you don't have a very good arrowhead, you can't have a very good INEC chairman in the state. So the politicians are there to do their job. I'm not a politician, although we have a weak opposition now. In any democracy that there is a weak opposition, there is no way you can have a very good democracy. There is limit we can say now because the lecturer said that tribalism has been deepened in Nigerian politics. It always been like that in all over the world. The first thing that justifies any election is ethnicity. The second one is religion. The third one is the establishment. There is no way you can remove the 3 factors from any politics all over the world. But at the same time, we should be prepared to manage ourselves, to have a very good country. But on this regard, we have to provide solution. Either they are ready to listen or not. If Nigeria is well restructured politically, restructuring will take care of these anomalies. We will continue to be criticizing government. We will continue to be blowing grammar. We will continue to be having another Babangida as a civilian president if we did not restructure this country. If we did not allow federative unit to be, there is no way this country can move forward. And there is no way we can have a very good leadership, either in the arrowhead, in the region, states, and local government. Supreme Court have given a verdict that local government should have their autonomy, financial autonomy or whatever, for the past 7 months. The verdict of Supreme Court have never been implemented. There is a politics between the governors and the president behind it. What is secret behind that? Because of 2027. Let me raise my case at this level. Thank you.
But guess what? Our focus is actually what similarly Fubara had said. A lot of people may have been thinking that he's not trouble over the selective enforcement of law. Inec has made their point clear that the reason why they cannot go ahead with the elections is because the case is still in court. But then most Nigerians believe the provision of the Constitution should have been followed first to the letter before considering whatever that is going on in the court, because according to most legal luminaries, enforcement of that provision would have been the first step taken, and then possibly the lawmakers could be fighting to see how they can get back their position in court. But however, similarly Fubara feel that that the present leadership of Inec under Yakubu Mahmoud has grossly disappointed Nigerians. My colleague is in the house. We just want to talk about this. What's the position on what Fubara said during that meeting?
Well, Fubara have not said anything different from what Nigerians expected him to say. Just that if you watch what Fubara said, you notice that he's actually saying the one that concerns him the most, yes, which is the lawmakers. So if he didn't have a situation in his hands where the lawmakers defected and these lawmakers are not loyal to him, maybe they won't have found anything wrong with Inec. Mm-hmm. Let's call a spade a spade. Mm-hmm. He's also a beneficiary to this Inec thing. Mm-hmm. How did he get enthroned as the governor of Rivers State? Yes, so Wike did everything there to be done. At the beginning, the Rivers people did not know who Fubara was. Yes, it was just Wike that did all the campaigning and all the everything. So, one way or the other, he has also benefited from the system. The system is so wonderful to the point that sometimes, if you accept you have not benefited, you can boldly speak.
All right, but one last question. The topic that was in discussion, who is to be blamed, the leaders or the led? What's your own opinion on that?
Nigerians have their own problems as well, because at some point Nigerians ought to be reacting whenever there's bad governance. But in our slogan here, it's always a case of go better, God pass them, God no go shame us. We have decided to allow God to come and do what we should do here on earth. We want God to do everything, and they also the led. If we don't hold them accountable, the led will continue in impunity. There's something about not being accountable. It means you can squander anything you like. It's the duty of the led to also hold the people they
immediate removal of Inec chairman
Mahmoud
Yakubu, insisting that Nigeria needs credible leadership. Let's begin the conversation. Adam accused